Before we begin, I need to warn you. Once you learn what these 5 women did, your understanding of courage will never be the same again. These are not fairy tale heroines. They were ordinary women who stepped into impossible situations, faced death, confronted kings, stopped wars, challenged injustice, and shaped the destiny of nations. And the most shocking part is that their decisions still influence people today. If you think you already know their stories, you are not prepared for what is about to unfold. Stay with me until the end, because the last woman on this list made a choice so daring and unbelievable that heaven itself moved because of her courage. Throughout the Bible, countless stories survived the passage of time, but among all of them, the stories of these women shine with a unique brilliance. They were not powerful in their society, they did not hold positions of influence, and they did not command armies or wealth. Yet they changed history using only their faith, their resilience, and their ability to stand firm when everyone expected them to break. Today, you will hear the journeys of 5 women whose lives reveal the deepest layers of human strength: fear, sacrifice, loyalty, wisdom, and transformation. Their stories prove that courage does not come from comfort. It begins when you take a step even while trembling. Esther's story begins quietly, but her destiny was anything except ordinary. Orphaned young and raised by her cousin Mordecai, she never imagined becoming queen of Persia. But when a decree of death threatened her entire people, Esther faced a choice: remain silent in safety or risk everything to defend those who had no voice. Approaching the king without being summoned meant instant death, yet she bravely declared, "If I perish, I perish," and stepped into the throne room. Her courage saved a nation. Esther teaches us that sometimes our position in life is not a privilege but a mission, a call to act even when fear tries to paralyze us. Deborah broke every expectation of her time. While Israel lived under oppression and fear, she rose as a judge, prophetess, a military strategist, and a leader whose wisdom guided a nation. When the commander Barak refused to go into battle without her presence, she walked with him to the front lines, showing that leadership is not about titles but about example. She transformed uncertainty into confidence, proving that God can use anyone with a willing heart. Ruth's story is tender yet powerful. A foreigner, a widow, and a woman with nothing left, she chose to stay with her mother-in-law Naomi instead of returning to her homeland. Her words, "Where you go, I will go," remain one of the greatest demonstrations of loyalty ever recorded. Ruth worked tirelessly to provide for them both, and her humility and determination eventually opened doors she never expected. She became the great-grandmother of King David, part of a royal lineage that leads to Jesus himself. Ruth shows us that hope often appears in places where others see only loss. Abigail's courage was quiet but brilliant. Married to Nabal, a harsh and reckless man, she lived under constant tension. When Nabal insulted David and provoked his anger, disaster was imminent. David prepared to destroy Nabal and everything he owned. But Abigail acted swiftly and with wisdom. Without waiting for approval, she gathered food, rode out to meet David, and her calm, gentle words dissolved his fury. She prevented a massacre and changed the course of history through pure emotional intelligence. Her bravery reveals that sometimes the greatest battles are won not with weapons, but with wisdom and peace. Then there is Mary, the mother of Jesus, a young woman whose courage surpasses understanding. When the angel told her she would carry the Savior, she faced the possibility of shame, rejection, and danger. Yet she answered with complete trust, "Let it be done." From that moment forward, her life became a journey of trials, traveling while pregnant, giving birth far from home, fleeing danger, and watching her son grow under constant threat. Still, she never abandoned her calling. Mary shows us that true bravery sometimes means surrendering fully to a purpose greater than ourselves. Now that you have heard their stories, here is a truth you cannot ignore. Every one of these women stood at the edge of a moment that could have destroyed them, yet they chose courage instead of fear. And perhaps you are standing in front of your own defining moment right now. The world may not see your battle, but heaven sees your courage. Like them, your story is not over. Something extraordinary can begin with a single step of faith. If these stories touched you, do not leave without taking action. Subscribe now, because here we explore the hidden truths, the powerful journeys, and the transformative moments of the Bible in a way that strengthens your faith and ignites your purpose. Comment below which woman inspired you the most. Share this video with someone who needs courage today. Your engagement helps this message reach more people who desperately need hope, strength, and direction. Courage is contagious, and today it begins with you.